couple of great topics. We're going to start with confidence. When you think of confidence, what comes to mind? Or even does a person come to mind? Who
Yeah,
embodies confidence in your opinion?
confidence is an interesting thing because I really see it as part of my identity. And looking back as early as I can remember, from the age of, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 years old when I started playing baseball. Baseball really gave me confidence. And I had an idea I'd be playing baseball for a pretty long time, but I didn't realize each year, as I continued to grow as a baseball player, continue to grow as a human being, that that confidence would kind of grow with me. And it's because I think a little bit of having success out on the field, those successes lead to confidence. But again, built into my identity, I think confidence was a huge thing, because as I went out on the field and succeeded, I felt good things start happening. And I see that with a lot of good baseball players. They don't lack that confidence, but crazy enough as confidence works, you can have a couple bad days. You could have a bad week, and all of a sudden your confidence starts to dwindle. And it's hard to maybe have that energy moving forward.
Because baseball is one of the most confidence defeating sports there is, right? What other, we hear this a bunch of times, of what other category of life or business venture can you succeed 3 out of 10 times and be considered one of the best in your field? And so confidence is super crucial in those sports. And so, can you think of ways, when I think of a mature athlete, I think of the athlete who doesn't need to have success before they build confidence. Can you think of some ways that an athlete can build confidence before success happens? Because I always say, okay, if I need success to feel confident, what happens when success doesn't come?
Yeah, that's a great question, and I can tell you early on in my baseball career, and then early on in my sales career too, when I got my first real life sales job after college. It was extremely difficult because I had remembered those past successes from baseball, and I was confident I was going to be good at my job, but I didn't know how to be because I had never done it before.
Mhm.
So funny enough, I think I thought back to, hey, what did I do during my baseball days? How did I, build that confidence, stepping up from, for example, from RCC, a junior college level, to a Division II level now, where, I'm seeing better pitching, playing against better people. I knew I could do it at the, junior college level, but what about the Division II level? How is that going to translate over? And thinking of that, I think the best way I was able to build some confidence without having that success yet was probably through visualization,
Mm.
and using a lot of different experiences, and seeing myself being successful at any given task before actually getting the opportunity to perform on the field.
Yeah, I think that's huge, that visualization, because we can see it happen in our mind's eye before it happens in real life. When I think of how many presentations I've done in my life, whether it was high school, college, or even as a professional doing speaking engagements, I always think back, I'm in my car, I'm like, man, if I could do that again, it would be so much better. I would have done this, I would have done this. Well, that's what visualization is. Like, imagine laying on your bed and taking 60 at bats the night before you go out and have 4 at bats, right? You
Yeah.
can take as many mental reps as you want. You can see yourself, struggle and see yourself recover, right? The night before, you want to always see yourself succeed and see yourself at your best. But during the week, it's like, I want to see myself fail because I want to see myself recover. Because we're going to fail. If I can practice failing, I can get really good at picking myself back up when I need to. Um, you kind of mentioned confidence is I've done it before, I can do it again. But
Yeah.
we're right now talking about, like, I've never done it before. How am I going to do it now? And that's kind of what arrogance is. Is arrogance
Yeah.
is like, I've never proven that I can do it, but I'm going to do it. And a quiet arrogance is okay, but confidence is, I've done it before, I can do it again. And that's why you see guys like Michael Jordan or Steph Curry. They're so confident because they've been there before and they've done it. But they all have to start somewhere. And so some of the things when I think of, gosh, I've studied this topic for a long time,
Yeah.
and confidence is not one of these things where like you either have it or you don't. It's actually on a spectrum.
Okay.
It's on a spectrum of um, fragile. Confidence can be very, very fragile.
Yeah.
And then confidence on the other end can be rubber. Confidence, where I drop something, it shatters. Rubber, I drop something, it bounces back. And so the things that we'll talk about in the next 15 minutes or so is what are these ways that I don't need to go from fragile to rubber? I need to just tick along this towards that rubberizing my confidence little bit by little bit. And here's one thing, and it's probably the greatest thing that I feel like I've contributed to the sports psych world, and maybe people have come up with it before, but the principle of ING. Okay. When I say confidence, I say the word believing.
Okay.
Okay. Believing. I never use the word believe. Believe is a one-time thing. Believing, ing, the word ing, or the participle ing is this, it's an ongoing thing, right? For the first play of the game, I can be confident. For the second play of the game, I make an error. I need to re-up my confidence.
Yep.
Right? Because then all of a sudden I can fall. It's that quick. So I think of, oh gosh, what's his name? 3,000 plus hits. George Brett. George Brett gets his 3,000th hit. He's on first base. He gets picked off. He just went from the top of the world to like sheer embarrassment by getting picked off. And then obviously he was fine with it because everybody's joking. He's laughing as he goes off the field. But that's what happens in sports. 1 minute we're on top, and the second we make a little simple error, whether it's mental or physical, and my confidence goes from here to here. I don't say it does, it can go
Yeah.
from there. And so you've just talked about visualization is one way we can go from having fragile confidence to starting to rubberize our confidence. Can you think of some other ways that you can build that confidence towards rubberizing it?
Yeah, I think of one of the phrases I say a lot on a baseball field to hitters, to myself, and it's actually I find it a lot easier telling other people than actually applying to my own self because I'm very
Good.
hard on myself. But that phrase a lot is so what.
Mm.
It can be going down early in a count 0-2 after an umpire made two bad calls. Always, yell a hitter's name out real quick and hey, so what? So what? And having that thought process of simply that. So what? So what? I made an error. So what? I'm down 0-2 in the count, and it's just giving me that reaffirmation of hey, doesn't matter what happened. I'm still me. I'm still in my plan. I'm still in the moment. I can succeed now. Okay. That's not the end all be all. I may have dropped that ball. I may have been picked off, but I have an opportunity now to react from whatever that moment was. And I'm going to build off what I know I am as a person, as a player, and I'm confident in the fact that I will succeed. So
Mm.
I like that. Saying so what, using those
Yep.
those failures or bad experiences and moving on from them with no care in the world.
Yeah. And easier said than done. And
Yeah.
something